Good morning. Thank you all for joining me this morning for meditation. Wow, this is wonderful and something I really need. So, our monthly theme is cultivating authenticity, and our weekly topic is no approval needed, which is a good thing. And so I found a self-love meditation script for today with some affirmations that we can repeat silently. So if we just settle back, relaxing, taking a few deep breaths together. Breathing in that one substance. So, self-love is a practice, something we don't do nearly often enough, and it takes time. So I invite you to be gentle with yourself. And if the affirmations don't feel authentic to you, over time, you can internalize them. If you have emotions that come up during the meditation, do your best to acknowledge them non-judgmentally. Treat your emotions like clouds passing by. Just notice them, but let them pass. So make sure that you feel comfortable. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable. And just focus on your breathing. Can you feel that air as you breathe in and then exit the air out your mouth with a ah? Just keep breathing and notice how your whole body feels. Are you holding any tension? Notice how your shoulders, your back, your jaw, how that feels. For many people, those areas tend to hold tension. So invite yourself to release that. And don't worry if your mind starts to wander. Just gently bring your attention back to the breath and to the feeling of warmth and self-love as you continue to take slow, deep breaths. Now I have a few affirmations, and I want you to repeat these to yourself and be gentle. Rather than worry what others think, I choose to live my life for me. In every way, I am already enough. I choose to cultivate positive thoughts about myself. am allowed to have needs and to express them. I choose to be kind to myself. Rather than follow the expectations of others, I choose the path that's right for me. I love who I used to be. I love who I am, and I love who I am becoming. When I look back on past versions of myself, I feel warmth and gratitude. Taking time for self-care is not the same as being selfish. Sometimes I feel emotionally turbulent. That's okay. I allow myself to feel all feelings. My own approval is worth more than the approval of others. When I look at my life, it's incredible how much I have grown. I walk through the world feeling loved by myself and by others. If I want to change, that's okay. But I don't have to change in order to love myself. I'm allowed to set boundaries, and I expect others to follow them. My voice deserves to be heard, and my feelings deserve to be shared. I am worthy of forgiveness, and I choose to forgive myself. I notice what feels like an obligation in my life, and I release myself. I choose to associate with people who make me feel better and allow those who don't to drift away. Although I've made mistakes, they do not define me. I have something of value to give to the world just by being me. So, taking in all these affirmations, that there's only one of us. We are each and every one of us individual expressions of the divine, and there is no one like us before, no one like us after. That we are each here to express what only we can express. So notice how you're feeling. You are love and you are loved. And you can take these feelings throughout the day. These feelings are already integrating within you. So when you feel comfortable, you can open your eyes, stretch a little bit, and enjoy the day. Thank you. So we'll begin our service, our celebration at 10:30. And so you're welcome to stay here in the sanctuary or go out in the lobby and meet new people. Namaste.
Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to our Sunday celebration, as we like to call it here. I'm John Coriel, one of your spiritual practitioners here at the Center for Spiritual Living in Cape Coral, Florida. I always like to add that Florida on there, so you never know, people across the country may be watching, or across the world for that matter, and letting them know where we are. Good to have you with us this morning, and we've got lots of good stuff coming up. Over to our left here is Pam Lambert, and she is holding the consciousness, as we call it, the High Watch. And she is holding us in meditation, our service this morning, and all of the individuals that are here and elsewhere too, and knowing that they're in perfect divine right order. Want to say too, to let you know, our celebration time yesterday was quite a success, and we wanted to let you know about that. Yeah. Our metaphysical fair was quite, and we're towards the end of service here. We'll have some more information from Melissa Atterbury too coming up. Right now, let's have some music from the Big Love Band.
Good morning. I don't know, is the mic up over there? Good morning. Okay, it's a little bit better. Well, we'll help you wake up this morning. We're going to start our day with love. Who wants to start their day with love today? Yeah? Perfect. You already know half the words. Woo! All right. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of is love. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of is love. I choose love.
I like that song. That's a good way to start the day, too, isn't it? Huh? Oh, my, yes. We've got a little welcome that we need to let you know about. Wherever you are on your spiritual path, you are welcome here. You maybe already knew that, but we like to confirm it and affirm it. We believe that we are co-creators with the divine, and that you can change your life by changing your mind. Simple as that. Ernest Holmes is a gentleman who was the founder of this philosophy, And we teach the universal truths found in all spiritual teachings, whether they are traditional or contemporary. Visit our website at cslcapecoral.org for more information on upcoming events. You can submit a prayer request there too, which is kind of a handy thing to have, like that prayer, right? Or to send us your comments and questions. So we, as I already said, thank you to Pam there, who is holding the high watch for us this morning. And we have more music from the Big Love Band. Yeah.
We've got a favorite. This is my favorite, and I always kind of bring it out every once in a while. So,
No
Brian
approval
likes it
needed,
too.
right? Yeah.
I was born to live a life full, to let go of regret, to walk the highway of life without a safety net, to follow something even bigger than my pride, to show up with courage even when I'm trembling inside. I will not worry about what others think of me, and I will not be shackled by the chains of conformity. I'll break the mold set in the past, we push until I'm free at last. I'll follow the path of my heart and make my life a work of art. Call me fearless. Oh, I am fearless. I follow the road to adventure everywhere. Let the top down and the wind tangle up my hair. Hitch my dream onto the brightest star. On the trapeze of life and throw my heart right over the bar. On the other side of fear lies euphoria, and a greater understanding of who we really are. I break the mold set in the past, keep pushing till I'm free at last. I follow the path of my heart and make my life a work of art. Call me fearless. I am fearless. I push inside the comfort zone. Remember, I'm not alone. I follow the path of my heart and make my life a work of art. Call me fearless. I am fearless.
Oh, that's a good message, isn't it? Fearless way to live our lives. And as we are all standing here, we're going to bestow a blessing upon each other. If you will, join me as it says on the screen there. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. We know who you truly are. You are the spiritual image and likeness of God. We appreciate you, we love you, and we are thankful that you are here. Welcome to the center. Yes, yes, yes. Yoo-hoo. And we've got some more great music coming up here.
All right, we have a guest musician here today, William Ogle, and one of his original songs. Yay.
Hello, everybody. This is a song that I have of my music I put on a CD called Dawn. And this is a short song, but kind of fits the atmosphere. Going through life, these words I impart. Open your mind, put love there in your heart. When life gets you down and nothing's right for the day, turn on your love light and let it guide you the way. Look to your brother and give him a hand. Look to your sister and help her make a stand. Troubles may come, but troubles they will go. Remember these words, and peace you'll get to know. Open your door and let love find a way. It may come tomorrow or may come today. Look to your brother and give him a hand. Look to your sister and help her make a stand. You've gone in this road, you've been many times, but each turn is new, and hope there you will find. Happiness comes to those who believe, and peace will come to all of those who are in need. Look to your brother and give him a hand. Look to your sister, help her to stand. Everybody sing, everybody smile. We're going through life, these words I impart. Open your mind and let love all the love there is into your heart.
I didn't get a printout of the schedule today, so my apologies. Good to have you with us, and this is the time when the young people can go to the youth program in the other room, and we'll enjoy that very much, I'm sure, too, and learn a lot also. It's a good thing indeed, and we want to welcome right now one of our practitioners. It is Dawn coming up to give us our reading and opening prayer.
Thank you, John. Luckily, Chris doesn't need this after me, so he's got his own little microphone. So the reading I chose today brings up some questions, and it doesn't bring up any answers. I would have to read too much to get to the answers. It's out of this book. I'm sure many of you have read this before, or at least heard of it, The Four Agreements. But hopefully, Reverend Chris will be giving you the answers to these questions that I'm going to... No pressure. He didn't know. Okay, so this is in chapter 6. Everyone talks about freedom. All around the world, different people, different races, different countries are fighting for freedom. But what is freedom? In America, we speak of living in a free country, but are we really free? Are we free to be who we really are? The answer is no, we are not free. True freedom has to do with the human spirit. It is the freedom to be who we really are. Who stops us from being free? We blame the government, we blame the weather, we blame our parents, we blame religion, we blame God. Who really stops us from being free? We stop ourselves. What does it really mean to be free? Sometimes we get married and we say that we lose our freedom. Then we get divorced and we're still not free. What stops us? Why can't we be ourselves? We have memories of long ago when we used to be free, and we loved being free, but we have forgotten what freedom really means. If we see a child who is 2 or 3, which we just had them in here, is perfect that they came in here today, perhaps 4 years old, we find a free human. Why is this human free? Because this human does whatever he or she wants to do. The human is completely wild, just like a flower, a tree, or an animal that has not been domesticated. Wild. And if we observe humans who are 2 years old, we find that most of the time these humans have a big smile on their face and they're having fun. We are exploring the world. They are exploring the world. They are not afraid to play. They are afraid when they're hurt, when they're hungry, when some of their needs aren't met, but they don't worry about the past. They don't even care about the future, and they live only in the present moment. But what has happened with the adult human? Why are we so different? Why are we not wild? The freedom we are looking for is the freedom to be ourselves, to express ourselves. But if we look at our lives, we will see that most of the time we do things just to please others, just to be accepted by others, rather than living our lives to please ourselves. That is what has happened to our freedom. And we see in our society and all societies around the world that for every 1,000 people, 9,999 are completely domesticated. The worst part is that most of us are not even aware that we are not free. Awareness is always the first step, because if you are not aware, there's nothing you can change. If you are not aware that your mind is full of wounds and emotional poison, you cannot begin to clean and heal the wounds, and you will continue to suffer. Again, not a lot of answers in there, but something to ponder. And I'm sure a lot came up for you as it did when I was reading it. And so at this moment, I'd just like to invite you to close your eyes and bring to mind a person, perhaps a situation. Perhaps something comes to mind of maybe yourself. Shining the light on where you have not been free, or where you have been looking for approval. Just allow that person or situation to visualize in your mind, holding them in the light, knowing the truth. And in this space, I just acknowledge the presence of that divine spirit, that universal wisdom, that all empowering, all knowing, loving, joyful presence. It is right here, right now. It has always been and always will be. I know that I am one with that source. I know the same is true for every single person in this room and everyone listening. I know the same is true for each and every individual in your minds and each situation that's coming to light right now. I know what is true is that it is all perfect. It is all unfolding as it should. And as we continue to release what is no longer serving us, our lights shine brighter and brighter. And I know that this service is blessed, and the words that come out of Reverend Chris's mouth today are God's words, as he too is co-creating with Spirit, allowing Spirit to flow through him for our benefit. And we receive. And I'm so grateful for knowing this truth for each and every one here for this service. And I release these words into the law, knowing they are done. And so it is. And now, the answers to our questions. Reverend Chris.
Thank you, Don. No pressure, no pressure. Well, good morning, everybody. Once again, we're here, and it's great. It's great to see you, to be in this place. Welcome back. It's a good one today. It's a good one, but buckle up, because it's a hard one. So shadow work is kind of where we're going today, and so trigger warning, be prepared. Goes deep or as shallow as you like, and let's see where it goes. I found this quote I was researching this week, and it's from Caroline Mace, and it says, "When you do not seek or need approval, you are at your most powerful." Very much Don Miguel, very much Pam's meditation this morning. Band's music, like my work's done. It's all there. I love, and I'm never surprised, but I love every week how it all just comes together. Spirit lines us up. So again, when you do not seek or need approval, you are at your most powerful. And that's what we're doing this year, living life out loud. And that requires, our authenticity, which is what our whole month has been. So with the science of mind, when I found this philosophy, there's really I'd say the two biggest gifts that I received from this philosophy. One is the idea that we are co-creators with the divine, and our words and our thoughts set up our life and really, change our thinking, we change our life. And I've seen that demonstrated time and time again, right from the beginning. That's the first, really just blessing of this philosophy that I received. And then the second is right here. It's that what Don Miguel was talking about, being your authentic self, where you're not feeling the need to placate others or show up or dim your light in order to make others comfortable. And the more that I've practiced this philosophy, the more that I've discovered and done the inner work, the more maybe the less I've worried about what everybody else out there is going to say, what the naysayers are saying. I still care about all my loved ones and stuff, but now all of a sudden I've got a sense of knowing who I am, knowing that we are all children of that infinite. And when we listen to that inner voice, we don't have to worry what others say or think. And that is a really, really powerful gift. And Ernest Holmes, this is a quote of his from The Power of an Idea. I'll read it for anybody who can't see. "We are thinking, choosing centers of awareness in this one mind. And according to the sum total of all our thoughts, we are either silently attracting good to us or repelling it from us." So maybe you've heard this quote before, that we are constantly in prayer. Our thoughts are constantly creating. Everything begins in mind. And so the thoughts that we hold, we are in a constant state of either attracting what we want to see, or our thoughts can be holding them at bay. So Ernest Holmes, said that the only thing that stands between us and our good is really our thoughts. Now, maybe the biggest kind of silent and unknown hindrance or obstacle for that is something that we don't want to think about, something that we maybe have thought about it once and then we kind of stuffed it down, but it's like the giant elephant in the room, and it's shame. If we've ever, which I'm guessing everybody in here, I'm guessing everybody that's ever taken a breath at some point or another in your life, you've done something that you weren't proud of, or something that caused pain to another. And if we've taken that far enough to then call it shame, or not even what we call it, what we feel it, then there's that part of us that is constantly repelling that good that we desire. So we can do all of our affirmations. We can do spiritual mind treatment, which is our form of affirmative prayer that we teach and practice here at the center. We can meditate and constantly be training our thoughts, and we'll see results. We'll see our lives shift and things starting to come to us. But that little bit of shame that's within us, it's a little bit of thinking like, there's a part of me that's not worthy of receiving that good. And so we're not going to receive all the good that we could until we can learn to integrate it, learn to look at it. Because all of us, our past, everything that we've ever done, it's happened. It is part of who we are. We can't change that. And holding feelings of shame amongst that keeps it alive. And it is part of us. And so it's our job to take it all in. When we talk about wholeness in the science of mind, that means all of it. The good, the bad, the ugly. It's all part of us. I found this quote, which I really love, because this is a thought I've had for a long time, but it resonates with me because it expresses something that I never had a succinct way of expressing. So I'll read this for anyone as well that's unable to see it. It says, "Unlike guilt, which is the feeling of doing something wrong, shame is the feeling of being something wrong." Yeah, you notice that difference there. And nobody can be wrong as a person. Every single person, we all make mistakes. And sure, in this world of, kind of what's, the polar opposites, this world of duality that we live in, some people can do things that are really wrong according to our standards and our expectations, but the person themselves is never wrong. We all make mistakes, everyone here. And so then the problem becomes when we take it on. I know for myself, this one really resonates because all my life, starting at an early age, I thought that I was just a bad kid or a bad person, because that's kind of the message I was receiving. What was the message? I remember hearing, from teachers, from family members, and like even my spiritual leaders, where I, practiced religion, that I would make a mistake, and the thing would be, you should be ashamed of yourself for doing that. You should be ashamed for yourself. And it's all the best intentions. But it was, a way to deliver a powerful message to really ensure that I never make that mistake again. But I took it on, and I was ashamed of myself. And I carried that well into my, early adult years. I felt like there was something wrong with me. And it wasn't until really looking into this practice and observing what's within, going and making friends and integrating those feelings of guilt. It's okay to have guilt when we err, but we need to also recognize that we're human beings. We make mistakes, and we will, again and again. And that also helps us to be that compassionate voice and arm for somebody else when they're going through theirs. Nobody is wrong for being a human being. Now, we can look at the guilt, and this is what we talked about all month of February, was curiosity. That's our whole theme for the year, living life out loud, being our biggest, boldest, authentic, true selves that the divine wants us to be. First we looked in January at we are one with that infinite divine that we are creating. And then in February, we were asked to really get curious about what's inside, what makes us tick, what are we holding on to, what lies beneath was that very first week. And all those things all contribute to what we're either attracting to us or repelling. So that idea of curiosity that we had in February, it didn't end. We got to keep that going, keep that curiosity open and alive. All of these things that we're talking about for each month, for the year, it's kind of an accumulated package. We keep it all going, and this is some powerful transformational opportunities for this year. I've looked through the global themes for the year, and it's really well laid out, and it's going to take us on a journey. So as willing as you are to dive into this, there are some tools to help guide us, to help us discover what's within, and then to learn how to kind of make friends with it. So, speaking of making friends, so for anybody that's unable to see the slide, it's a picture of Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart, and it says, "Unexpected friendships can be the best ones." Who would have thought? And I just love it. They both just make me smile so much. But what I want to draw attention to is for really powerful tools, when I was thinking of how can we transform or integrate and make friends with all parts of ourself, the best tools that I could think of they come from 12-step groups. And why I say unexpected friendships is because this is something that I wasn't aware of. But the founder of AA, his name was Bill Wilson, founded AA in 1935, which the Science of Mind text came out in 38. I need to look that up. But Bill Wilson and Ernest Holmes were friends. They shared philosophy. And there's so many parallels between the 12 steps and the Science of Mind. In 12 steps, we have the idea that there is a power greater than ourselves, and we can use it. The 12 steps, for anybody that's not familiar or who has never looked at them, I don't know why it's remained like the secret for people that are struggling with addictions. Because the 12 steps themselves, powerful spiritual practice. I mean, it's profound. And so that's where some of our tools are. So the first step is just, we admit that we're powerless over whatever our addiction was. But then the second one is we admit that there's something bigger than us and that we can use it on and on until we get to the fourth step. And this is when it starts to get a little hairy, and this is the part I was kind of warning us about. That fourth step made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. Sitting down on a regular basis and exploring. Where are those areas that I've felt guilt or have created little pockets of shame within myself? Where are they? What happened? What was my role in it? How did it affect others? How did others have a role in what happened? And just bringing it to the surface. You've maybe heard this saying that you can't heal it until you feel it. We can't stuff those things down and not have them be constantly repelling our good. If they're there, it's part of our process, and unconsciously, these scripts can play through our head. So then on the fifth step, it is where we turn that over. We share it with our higher power. We share it with ourselves. And then we share it with another human being. Now, this can be challenging. In 12-step groups, it's great because typically this would be shared with somebody's sponsor. And your sponsor more than likely has been there, done that. And they could hold on to what your feelings of guilt and poor choices were without a judgment. Here, we have practitioners that I think are way underutilized. If you are serious about your spiritual practice and you would like to expose to yourself everything that's there, because when we integrate it and make friends with it, nobody has power over us anymore. Nobody can hold that feeling of shame against us and manipulate us, because we own it and we recognize it. And that's where a practitioner comes in. You can share it with yourself, with your higher power. Share it with a practitioner, because practitioners have trained for 4 to 5 years, depending on how many sessions a year they take. But I did it in 5 years of doing moral inventory of myself. That's what year 1 of the prac training is really about, is just learning about yourself. Stuff that you thought you learned along the way and all those prerequisites that you have to take to get to that point. But practitioners are trained to see the you with the capital Y, that deeper part of you, when you can't. And so that's why I want to always recommend and suggest, doing paid practitioner sessions with these wonderful people that are here who have done the spiritual work and can help you through it. Then, with your courage, we talked a lot about that with authenticity. It takes courage to look at yourself, to look at the things that you don't like about yourself. And then the 9th step, takes even more courage. And that's where, as these things come up, we can reach out to people that we have maybe harmed or wronged in some way and apologize and ask, how we can make things better. And then, for anybody that can't read it, it says, may direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. Because sometimes, reaching out to somebody who's maybe already done a lot of work around the harm that you caused stirs it all up. And so we have to use discernment. And that's where spiritual practices come in too. Is this going to be a positive to reach out, or do I need to write a letter that I never send to that person? Or other practices of acknowledging our role in order to just admit that we are human beings and we've made mistakes, but we don't have to carry shame because of them. And we do our best to make things right. Something that I've been admired at my spouse. When our kids, we've got 2 little ones, and inevitably they're playing, and then all of a sudden somebody gets hurt, and it's one screams, so-and-so did this. They hit me, and it hurt. And then immediately the other one's like, it was an accident. And they get defensive. And it's like shutting that down, like, don't put that on me. They don't want to feel the guilt and the shame. But accidents happen. And so it was my wife that, modeled for me that, what do we do when we cause an accident? What do we do when we cause pain to somebody? Well, we express an apology, and then we ask, how can we make it better? These are the ways that we continually help ourselves. So that's a powerful process to kind of integrate what we have within us. And then, looking forward, we're all human beings, so I know at some point before I bid this world adieu, I will make another mistake. I'm pretty sure of it. And right, wrong, or that murky area in between, it's hard to know sometimes. So that's where the 10th step in 12-step groups comes in. Number 10 is continue to take personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admitted it. This is one of maybe the most freeing steps that there is, because we will transgress. Intentionally, unintentionally, it happens. But all the years that, we could have saved ourselves of carrying around that shame and that guilt because we didn't acknowledge it when it happened and we didn't try to take care of it in the best way that we could. So moving forward, we can save ourselves years of dragging around that heavy baggage by recognizing when we slip up and reaching out, from a place of kindness and empathy, and express what we are, which is we are made of pure love. That's what we all are, that love with that capital L. And these other feelings and things that we're afraid to look at hold us back from that. So that's our personal spiritual opportunities and practice for living our fullest lives, our fullest self, to where we unabashedly put ourselves out in the world and say, this is who I am, and you can't change that. You can't shake me because I am confident in who I am and what I know about myself. We'll work together, and I still care what other people think as long as it's in alignment with what I think. And when it's not, then I can express my disagreement in a way that doesn't injure or label somebody else as being a wrong person. They might have what I consider really wrong and stupid thoughts, but they're a wonderful person. They're out there. But we're just in disagreement. We see things different. I think, really at the core of who we are, we want, in general, the same things, but we have different ways of seeing it. But we need to remember that we are all human and nobody is wrong just for being, ever. Now, that's from our personal work. I talk about this all the time. It's all the same. We live in a fractal universe, little pieces of the same thing repeated over and over. So that's how we do our individual personal work. Well, guess what? Our collective societal work is the same. We have to look at those areas of ourselves, of our collective. Where have we transgressed? Where have we harmed people? We have to be willing to look at that and not stuff it down, not suppress it, not ignore it, pretend like it's not there, because it's there, and it's repelling our good or attracting to us, depending on how we integrate all parts of ourselves. So for anybody that can't see the screen, it's micro to the macro, as above, so below. These things repeat all throughout our lives. So moving forward, we talk about in Science of Mind, the Centers for Spiritual Living, creating a world that works for everyone. We mean that. We mean that. And I fully believe that it is possible. I fully believe that it is possible to see that in my lifetime, because I think stuff is shifting rapidly. We're seeing systems crumble. The old ways of being that focus on right or wrong, that don't see the fuller picture. That means if one person gets more, it means somebody else has to lose some. We're seeing those ways don't work, and that as a collective, we're better than that. But it will require us to have those hard conversations, to look at all of our past, and then to make amends where possible, bringing everybody in, because as a collective, we are injured. We have wounds, deep wounds, globally. Here in the United States, deep wounds that have never fully been examined and professed apology and acknowledgement of the wrongs that have happened. Now, again, we don't label a person as being bad for being. We all make mistakes. And as our collective, we've done the best that we could up to this point. But if we want to see a better future, a different vision, we have to acknowledge where we've erred in the past so that we don't do it again. And that is possible. But it takes our individual work. So I'm going to read a pretty long quote by Lao Tzu. It says, if you want to awaken all of humanity, then awaken all of yourself. If you want to eliminate the suffering in the world, then eliminate all that is negative in yourself. Truly, the greatest gift you have to give is that of your own self-transformation. That's really, we can't make change out in the world until we do it ourselves, until I'm willing to look within and explore those parts of myself that I've felt shame for. I can't help somebody else do that. But the more I've done it, then it shows others that it's possible, and when others want help doing that, I can share a little bit from my experience and then just give that encouragement, because ultimately it's an inside job. It's all within each of us, and we can do it. But we have to hold that vision for ourselves. We have to hold that greater vision for the collective. We have to believe that it's possible, because as Ernest Holmes said, the only thing that stands between us and that good is our thoughts. So this is what I want to leave you with today. And then we'll go into prayer here in just a moment. So when we learn to own all parts of ourselves, we are honoring all parts of God or the divine or the infinite nature, the drill, all those, whatever you want to call that thing, that we are all as one, that when we are honoring all parts of God, that is wholeness. So I invite us for this week to, as much as you're willing or as little as you're willing, maybe it's one thing at a time, and maybe you focus on that one thing for a couple months, but to begin that process of just knowing the truth about yourselves. And that wholeness means all of it. And all parts of us, we can't change the past, but we can change our relationship with it, and we can move forward in a positive way that is creating the world that we want to be, that we want to see. So I invite us all just to go within, however you feel comfortable with that, and acknowledging that there is a powerful life force running through all that exists, connecting us here in this room with those who are watching from elsewhere, who we'll see later, and it's connecting with all those who are seeking on their spiritual paths. No path is a wrong path. All paths will lead to that same place. So I acknowledge that there is a power greater than ourselves, and it's within each and every one of us. Knowing that my mind is creating in the one infinite mind, I know that these thoughts resonate and ring out, and they stir up an impulse within each and every person to discover and seek that higher self and the spirit, because they're one and the same. So using these words in this intention, I just encourage everyone to move forward this week with the head held high, chest out, shoulders back, knowing you are a light of the infinite, and all that we carry inside, we all carry it. Every single one of us, the good, the bad, the ugly. So may we integrate and make friends with all parts of ourselves so that we can then discover, create, and express who we are truly meant to be on this planet without any fear of shame or blame or feelings of less than or unworthiness, that we embrace the knowing that we are infinite, powerful beings, and we are creating a world that is shifting second by second at this time, that lights are going off and people are waking up to their divine nature day by day by day. And as that grows and expands, we truly create a field of peace, of light that shines and eliminates the darkness with love. That can be a gentle process of one by one, of people as we take these philosophies and this practice into our regular days and our lives and our work and our hobbies and our friendships, that we demonstrate and create that there is ways of being that harm no others and lift each other up. So I just give thanks for the infinite. I give thanks for this creative mechanism of the law that takes our words and makes them into a fruitful experience, manifestation in all of our lives. What a powerful thing that we are a part of, and I give thanks for that. And I just let these words go, knowing that they ripple throughout the ethers, connecting all of us in that way that we were already connected when we were born, before we were born, and long after we leave this plane, we are always that one. So if you are in agreement with this and ready to take this on yourselves, please join me as I say, and so it is. Thanks. Thank you, Colette. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. So now we will welcome our ushers to the front. This is our time where we express our gratitude for what's come before us, for people that have done the work before us, that have created this space for us to be here in community and practice our spiritual principles and share with one another. So however you feel called to support this, your time, treasure, and talents are gratefully received, and they will benefit us for years to come. So you can text to tithe is the easiest way, in my opinion, to 239-320-3820. Just put a dollar amount in, and it will give you the information you need. Once you have it set up, then it's very easy after that just to hit a dollar amount and send it anytime you want. We can use PayPal at paypal@cslcapecoral.org. A donate button on that same website, cslcapecoral.org, is also very easy, and we can do it the old-fashioned way. You can mail a check right to us at Center for Spiritual Living, Cape Coral, 406 Southeast 24th Avenue, Cape Coral, Florida, 33990. And we will have people with baskets today. Thank you all for being here, our wonderful greeters. And if you will join me in this affirmation, we say, today, I know the activity of divine abundance is at work in my life and the life of this center. I give and receive generously as I live in the flow of bountiful good. Thank you. Give that back to you.
Standing as one in the presence of the power, standing where others have stood. Gladly we offer the gifts of our abundance, knowing the source of our good. Standing as one in the presence of the power, standing where others have stood. Gladly we offer the gifts of our abundance, knowing the source of our good.
So, reveling in this wonderful gifts that the band offers by being their authentic selves and bringing that out into the world. Every little thing that people offer is just a blessing, and it brightens this world the way that flowers light up a field. So I bless and give thanks for all that's been offered here today, in mind, in tangible finances, and in inspiration to carry this world into that next level of where we are moving. So I know that all that is multiplied and received, the good returns tenfold to each and every person, and that we are just truly blessed to have this place where we get to share from our gifts. So this is blessed, you are blessed, and thank you. Thank you. All right, and then thank you, and I believe it's time for John.
Good, good, good. I like that word. That's good, isn't it? Good, just good. Mm-hmm. We're going to see what's going on around. You can check your email, pick up a flyer in the lobby, or someone said to me the other day about taking a picture of one of the flyers, and I thought, wow, that's a great idea. Then you can take that information home with you. Our metaphysical fair was yesterday, and I'm going to call up Melissa Atterbury to give us just an overview of how it went, because it went so well.
Thank you. I'm going to try to do this with as few tears as possible. I already feel emotional. So thank you, first of all, to all the hearts and all the hands that went into the manifestation of our first ever metaphysical fair. For those of you that don't know, I was inspired by Spirit to request to have a metaphysical fair, and I knew this much about how to host and create a metaphysical fair. And but in saying yes to Spirit, in choosing to believe one of my mantras, which is, if Spirit has led me to it, Spirit will see me through it. And so beautifully did Spirit see me through it with each and every person here and all those beyond that took part, whether they were a facilitator of a practice, whether they were a volunteer, whether they were a vendor, whether they were a client, or just someone who showed up to be present and enjoy the atmosphere. Love was truly expressed and felt by so many that came up to me and gave words of appreciation for their experience that they had today. And I do see some faces from yesterday that have joined us. And so my heart is truly so appreciative of the beauty. So thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. That was a marvelous demonstration, shall we say. Well, today is March 26th, as it says there. is a potluck Sunday, the 26th. And that's coming up, and so you can. It's today. It's today. Oh, I was thinking it was today, but not being, cognizant of a day or a number on this day. It's the 26th. Yes, it is, by golly. I was thinking that it was, but I hadn't seen any food because it's all been, brought back. It's coming? Okay. Well, good. Well, that we can enjoy indeed. Please remember to, as it says there, to don't forget your pots and pans, because so many times we ended up with all kinds of pots and pans that belong to people, and we want to get them back to you. It's a good thing indeed, so keep an eye on that. Our foundation level class starting April 16th is a spiritual principles and practices. A good class indeed. I think I have taught that somewhere along the line in the back. But it's a wonderful class, and you can get some information on the outside there or at our website, and it'll bring you up to date. And that'll be starting, when does it say? It's going to be on Zoom from 6:30 to 8:30. I'm not seeing a start date on there, but April 16th, there it is.
Can I just put a plug for the class? John?
Yeah,
Would that be
sure,
okay?
sure.
All right, awesome. So we have this class coming up, Spiritual Principles and Practices. If you are new to this beautiful way of life, it's a wonderful opportunity to learn. It is a pretty short class. I think it's like 5 or 6 sessions, 2 hours. It's via Zoom, so it's really easy to attend, and it will really help to start, laying that foundation of understanding of what CSL is all about. Mark and I took this class in the fall, and really it helped us deepen the tools and practices that we use every day. It's also a pathway to becoming a member of this wonderful center. So I encourage you all to take advantage of this great opportunity. Melissa's teaching it. For those of you who know Melissa Tuff, she's amazing. And so I know you'll really enjoy it. So please sign up. We do have some information sheets in the back, and there will be more info on our website, and hope to see you in class. Thank you.
Cool. You're welcome. And experience the expansion there, Sunday, April 23rd, as it says, with a 11 a.m. Orientation ceremony and ordination. Ordination, yes. And that's coming up. That's going to be here, I guess. No, this is going to be in Sarasota. Oh, in Sarasota. Oh, okay.
I'll be missing the ordination ceremony, but I'll be going out for the celebration at 1.
You participating? I see. Our own Reverend going to be participating in that, an orientation. I haven't seen these slides before, so they're all brand new to me today. Next one is an annual Easter game day and barbecue, and that should be a whole lot of fun with barbecue, outdoor games, music, cash 50-50 drawing too. It's going to be a lot of fun, and food too. That's good. And moving on there, that's going to be Easter there, and our own Patty Carney is going to be having a Reiki. She's a Reiki teacher and master, and she's going to have sessions on Zoom. For the next session is April 4th from 6:30 to 8 p.m. You can visit our calendar on cslcapecoral.org there to find out more. Our Spring Fling Dance is something that people look forward to a whole lot there. That's May 13th from 6 to 9:30, and raffles, food, music, and all kinds of good stuff going on. The Spring Flings are always a whole lot of fun indeed. And 2 miracles are happening right here and right now, and we make that happen right afterwards. Just knowing the truth, as our practitioners will be up front here. And if you'd like to get a little 1-minute miracle prayer about something going on in your life, let us know. We'll be happy to pray for you. And does that do it? Yep. Yes. Thank you, Pam, for your dedication to the sincere gratitude and love for. She's been the president of our board for quite some time now. You want to go ahead?
Absolutely. Pam, would you like to come up? On behalf of our center, I am honored to get to be the one to say thank you. I step in, and I'm here for 3 months, and I get to thank you for the service of your last 2 years as president? 3 years. 3 years as president, okay. And she's still with us on our board, still serving. And what I know Pam knows, but maybe a lot of other people don't know, that probably or arguably the toughest role of volunteering at a center is to be president of the board. The entire board is there to be like good stewards of the center, to make sure that we are honoring it, to make sure that we are using the money in a honorable and respectable way that continues the success and longevity of the center. That's a big challenge. That's the Leadership Council, which I'm grateful that we have a wonderful one. And then the president has to hold all that together. And you did it with grace, patience, and I think most importantly, persistence. Persistence. And so, absolutely. Thank you. Wonderful. Thank you. We're lucky that she's still serving with us on the board and then passing that responsibility off
To Melissa.
I know.
Tuck.
So if
Yes.
Melissa's watching at home, I know she
Yes.
knows that there's
Thank
big
you,
shoes.
Melissa, yes. And I did want to say, first of all, thank you to everyone, but also we do lead by consensus. So each and every board member or leadership council is equal. So because we don't move on until we're all on the same page. So anyway, thank you. It's been a privilege, and I'm going to sit back and relax a little bit and let Melissa lead. Thank you.
And thank you for joining us today. Some more good music right now.
All right, so I feel like part of our homework is to go out and shine, right? Yeah? All right, let's do that. Go out and shine your light. You know the time is right. You gotta go out and shine your light. Go out and shine. Go out and shine. Go out and shine your light. You know the time is right. You gotta go out and shine your light. Go out and shine. Go out and shine. Step out and take a chance. Walk the talk, join the dance. Relax, enjoy the ride. Let kindness be your guide. Go out and shine your light. You know the time is right. You gotta go out and shine your light. Go out and shine. Go out and shine. One voice, one head, one heart. Wanna change, just make a start. We're one big family. What's good for you is good for me. Come on, go out and shine your light. You know the time is right. You gotta go out and shine your light. Go out and shine. Go out and shine. Go out and shine. Go out and shine. Have a great week. Wait, you're staying and eating all the food first.